the calculator to solve, then the formula to solve the measure of position. So let's start. Number 1 is Q3. The formula to find Q3 is equal to 3/4 times n plus 1 equals the term of position. First, the decimal of 3/4 is 0.75 times 15 plus 1 is equal to, let's solve it first. 0.75 times 15 plus 1 equals to 12.25. So our Q3 is in 12th term position, which is the number 19. Next, let's find the Q2. Let's write the formula first. 2 over 4 n plus 1 equals the 9th term. So 2 over 4 is equal to 0.5. Yes, 0.5 times 15 plus 1. So let's solve it first. 0.5 times 15 plus 1 equals to 8.5. Let's just round it off. So our Q2 will be in 9th position, and that will be number 18. Next, let's find the position of P70. Our formula to find the position locator. So the formula is C equal NP divide 100. It said here that when finding the value of C, we need to round it off even if the number is 4 and below. So let's start now. Find the position of P70. 15 times 70 divide 100 is equal to 10.5. So let's round off, and that will be 11th position. And our 11th position is number 18. Next is P13. So let's just write the formula. So 15 times 35 divide 100 is 5.25. It will become 6. So our position is 6, and that will be number 18. So now let's find the decimals. The formula in finding decimals is di equal n plus 1 times di over 10. So let's find the position of d8 equal 15 plus 1 times the decimal of 8 over 10 is 0.8 equals to 15.8. We will round it off, then it will become 16 times 0.8. is equal to 12.8. Let's just round it off. Then our position is number 13, which is the number 90 is the D4. Let's just write the formula and finding it. So 15 plus 1 times 0.4 equals to 15.4 equals 15 times 0.4. Number 6 is the answer. So our sixth position is number 18. So that's how to solve the measure of position. Thank you.
Hi, good day everyone! I'm your future teacher, Camille C. Gunanan. Ngayon, na-assign tayo magsosolve ng measure of position. I hope you enjoy! Let's start!
Okay, mag-start na tayong mag-solve ng measure of position. Nakikita nyo dito sa right side ng paper ko yung mga age ng respondents na nakuha ko through messenger. Nandito sa loob ng aming bahay. Ang una yung quarter formula. Una natin isa-solve yung Q1. Kahit hindi siya kasama sa given, kailangan pa rin kasi para dun sa Q2, sa part ng Q2. Una, hanapin natin ang decimal ng 1/4. Ang pinaka-decimal ng 1/4 ay 0.25. Yan. Tapos, itong n na nakikita natin dito, yan yung, yung value niya ay yung, kung ilan yung age, yung respondents mo na nakuhanan mo ng age. 15 plus 1 is equal to, ito times na natin. Ito yung calculator. 0.25 times 16. 15 plus 1, 16 equals to 4. Yan, 4. Sulat natin is equal to 4. Sulat natin yung term. Bali yung magiging pinakasagot dyan, hahanapin natin dito sa age na kinuha natin sa 15 katao ay 1, 2, 3, 4. Yung pang 4th term ay 12. So, equals to 12. Lugan natin. Second naman ay yung Q3. Yung decimal ng Q3 ay 0.75. Sulat na natin. 0.75. Lagyan na lang natin na 16 kasi ganito din yung mismong formula niya. 16 na natin. Is equal to, calculate ulit natin, 0.75 times 16 is equal to 12. 12 term. Hanapin natin dito ulit sa age na to kung ano yung pang 12 term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 19. Is equal to 19. Yan, solve na natin yung dalawa. Dito, ang kailangan dito sa Q2, una natin isa-solve, bali dalawa yung solving kasi ng Q2. Una, yung decimal. Yung 0.5 na yan, makukuha yan pag pinag-minus tong dalawa na to. Over 16. Calculate ulit natin. 0.5 times 16 is equal to 8. 8 term. Langin natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 18. Para malaman ulit natin kung tama, ito naman. Another solution naman. Pag ma-minus na naman tong dalawa na to. Unahin natin yung malaking positive para hindi siya maging negative. 12 minus yung mismong term ng Q3 ay 12. Ito. Tapos, yung mismong term ng Q1 ay 4 minus. Ayan, may symbol na minus. Is equal to 8. Yung pang 8 term niya ay 18. Pag tama yung solution natin. Next naman tayo sa percentiles. Ito. Yan. Kita ba? Yan. Cute. Sa percentiles naman, ito na yung pinaka-formula niya. Ito. Yung n na to, yung bilang ulit ng respondents natin. Tapos itong p, ito. Yung given na p7p. Ito ulit yung age na kinuha natin sa mga respondents natin. Solve na tayo. C is equal to n. 15. Tapos yung p natin ay 7p. I-divide natin siya sa 100. Ulit yung calculator. Okay. 15 times 7p divided by 15 times 70 divided by 100 is equal to 21 over 2. Pag ina natin yung sa decimal, yung 21 over 2 ay 11.25. Sabi, i-round up natin para maging whole number. So, pag ni-round up natin yung 11.25, ang magiging niya ay 12. 12 term. Ito, pag ni-round up natin yung 11.20. Tapos, magiging equal niya, hanapin ulit natin yung pang 12 term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 19. Okay. 19 yung pang 12 term natin. Next naman ay yung P35. Ganun din yan. Bali magiging value lang ng P dito ay 35. C is equal to 15 yung N natin. Yung bilang ng respondents natin. Anong mismong age. Tapos yung P is 35. Oh, divided by 100 ulit. 15 times 35 divided by 100 is equal to 21.21 over 4. Or, pag natin siya ng decimal, 5 over 25. Okay, pag ni-round up ulit natin siya, i-round up ulit natin siya para maging whole number ay 6. Hanapin naman natin yung pang 6 term dito sa age. Mga ages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 17. Okay. So, last na isa-solve natin ay yung decimal formula. Okay. Kita nyo, ito yung pinaka-solution. Yung I na to, ito yung given niya. D4 and D8 and D4. Sorry. Tapos, ito, papalitan natin to ng 8. Yan, pati to. Okay. Ayan na siya. D8, tapos, equal to, yung bilang, yung respondents ulit natin, plus 1. 8 over 10. Yun. Is equal to 16. Pag ina natin sa decimal yung 8 over 10 ay 0.8. Is equal to, times natin, 16 times 0.8 is equal to 64.5. 64 over pala, sorry, over 5 or 12.8. Pag ni-round up ulit natin siya at ginawa natin siyang whole number, magiging 13. Hanapin natin ngayon yung pang 13 na terms sa mga age na to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. 21. Sa last one naman natin, yung value, yung ano ng I natin ay 4. Ito. Is equal to, consider na natin na 16. Tapos, ito, gagawin natin siyang 4 over 10. Equal ulit ay 16. 16. 0.4 naman. Is equal to, ulit natin, 16 times 0.4 is equal to 32 over 5. Or decimal natin ay 6.4. Round up natin siya para maging whole number 7. Pang 7 term natin dito ay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 17. Equal to 17. Okay? Sana na-gets niyo yung solution ko. And thank you for watching. Bye!
So, ito yung mga nakuha kong ages ng mga napagtanungan ko. Yung mga napagtanungan ko, 15 people sila. And hanapin natin yung Q3. So, Q3 is equals to 0.75 times n plus 1. So, 0.75 is equals to 15 kasi 15 people nga yung pinagtanungan ko ng mga edad nila. And plus 1, so equals to 0.75 times 16. So, yung nakuha ko sagot is 12. 12 term yung hahanapin natin. So, bibilangan natin dito kung alin dyan yung pang 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, ang Q3 natin is 19. So, next naman po ay Q2. So, para makuha yung Q2, kukunin natin yung Q3. Ito nga siya. Tapos yung Q1. So, sinolve ko muna yung Q1. Ito siya. Q1 is equals to 0.25 times 15 plus 1. So, ang sagot is 16. Times natin siya sa 0.25. So, ang sagot is 4th term ng mga set ng ages na to. So, hanapin natin yung pang-apat. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, ang sagot, Q1 is equals to 18. So, dito naman tayo sa Q2. Q2 is equals to Q1 minus Q3 minus Q1. So, eto siya. 12 term minus 4 term is equals to 8. 8 term ng set ng ages dito, yung Q2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, ang sagot ko is 18. So, dito naman tayo sa percentiles. So, ito yung set ng score or ages natin. So, kailangan naka-arrange siya mula mababa pataas. Kita nyo, magkakasunod siya ng bilang. So, hanapin natin yung P70. So, ito ang formula. C is equals to NP over 100. C is equals to 15 kasi 15 siya lahat. And 70 kasi 70 yung hinahanap natin. Over 100. Kokopihin lang natin siya dito. So, ang nakuha ko dito is 1,050. Nung pinag-multiply ko siya, tsaka dinivide dito, ay naging 10.5. So, i-round off natin siya. So, magiging 11 siya. So, hanapin natin yung 11th position dito. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, ang P70 natin is 19. Dito naman tayo sa next nating example. P35. So, ito yung ulit yung formula. Papalitan lang natin siya ng 35. So, ang nakuha ko dito ay 5.25. So, i-round off lang din natin siya kasi ang natatandaan ko, kapag lumagpas na siya, kahit ma 25 lang siya, pwede na siyang maging round off or i-round off. So, magiging 6 position yung 5.25 natin. So, hanapin natin dito yung pang 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, ang P35 natin is 18. So, dito naman tayo ngayon sa decile. So, ang formula niya is DI is equals to N plus 1 times 1 over 10. Or I pala siya, I over 10. So, yung I na yun, pwede siya 1 to 10. So, ito ang example natin. Hanapin natin yung decile 8. So, 15 plus 1 kasi 15 nga siya. So, plus 1 is 16. So, 0.8 kasi 8 over 10 is equals to 0.8. So, ang sagot dyan is 12.8. So, i-round up natin siya, kaya magiging 13th term yung hahanapin natin. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So, ang sagot natin sa decile 8 is 19. So, next naman natin ay D4. 15 plus 1 is 16. So, 0.4, gaya nung una kong sinabi, 4 over 10 is equals to 0.4. So, equals natin siya sa 6.4. So, ini-round up ko siya sa 7 position. So, hanapin natin dito yung pang 7. Gaya na sabi ko, kailangan lagi siyang naka-arrange para mabilis nyo makikita ko alin talaga yung pang 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, 18 ang sagot natin sa 7th position ng decile.
Good morning. For today, we're going to do measures of position. We're gonna tackle quartiles, percentiles, and deciles. So, I conducted my data through Messenger. I sent private message to some of my cousins, friends, and classmates, and also to my former workmates. Their age will stand as our data.
Math in the modern world, measures of position. So, we have here Daniel, 12 years old, Dexter, 12 years old, Kim, 14 years old, Danica, 17 years old, Michelle, 19 years old, Elaine, 20 years old, until we reach 15 person. We have here 15 set of numbers. We're going to find the third quartile. Here is the formula. 3 over 4 times the 15th term plus 1. We're going to do it through decimal. Third quartile equals 0.75 times 15 plus 1 equals to 12. So the third quartile is the 12th term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Equals to 26. For the next question, we're going to find the second quartile. So the second quartile is equal to 0.5 times 15 plus 1 equals to 8. We are going to find the 8th term of this set of numbers. The 8th term is equal to 20. For the third question, we will find the 70th percentile. Here is the solution for percentile. C equals to n times p divided by 100. So let's start. C is equals to n is equal to 15 times 70 divided by 100 is equal to 10.5. We will round it off, so it will become 11th term. We will find the 11th term of this set of numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The 11th term is 23. So the answer on this question is 23. The fourth question is 35 percentile. So let's start. C is equal to 15 times 100 times 35 divided by 100 is equal to 5.5. We will round it off, so it will become 6. We will find the sixth term on this set of numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the sixth term is 20. So let's start. Here is the solution. 8 decile equal to 15 plus 1 times 0.8 equal to 16 times 0.8 equal to 12.8. So we round it up. So it will become 13th term. So we will find the 13th term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 29. So the answer is 29. For the last question, we are looking for the fourth decile. So let's start. 15 plus 1 times 0.4 equal to 16 times 0.4 is equal to 6.4. So we are going to round it off. So it will become 7th term. We will find the 7th term of this set of numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7th term is 20. So the answer on this is 20.
As I gathered the data, I asked the age of 15 people, and after that, I arranged them in ascending order. Now, we are going to solve the third quartiles. The formula for third quartiles is 3 over 4 times n plus 1. The 3 over 4 is, the decimal is 0.75. The n is the total of the set of number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 plus 1, 0.75 times 16 is equals to 12. The 12th term here in the quartiles is 20. The third quartiles is 20. Now, we are going to solve the second quartiles. The formula for second quartile is 2 over 4 times n plus 1. The decimal of 2 over 4 is 0.5. The n is the total of the set of number 15 plus 1 is equals to 0.5. 15 plus 1 is 16. 0.5 times 16 is equals to 8. The 8th term here in the set of number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8th term is 18. The second quartiles is 18. Now we are going to solve the 70th percentiles. The formula for percentiles is C is equals to NP divide 100. 70th percentiles, the N is the total set of the number 15. The P is the 70 divide 100 equals to 10.5. Because it's decimal, we round it up to 11th position. The 11th position here in the number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The 11th position is 19. The 70th percentiles is 19. Now we are going to solve the decile. The 8th decile. The formula for decile is d is equals to quantity n plus 1 times I over 10. The n is the total number of the set of number 15 plus 1. The I is the 8 over 10. Now, 15 plus 1 is equals to 16. 8 divide 8 divide 10 is equals to 0.8. 16 times 0.8 is equal to 12.8. We're going to round up to 13. The 13 here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 20. The 13th position or the 8th decile is 20. Last, we are going to solve the 4th decile. Like in the 8th decile, the formula for 4th decile is d to quantity n plus 1 I over 10. The n is the total set of number plus 1. The I is the 4, 10, 15 plus 6, 15 plus 1 is 16. Then 4 divided 10 is equals to 0.4. 16 times 0.4 equals to 6.4. We are going to round it out up to 7. The 7 here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 18. The 7th position or the 4th decile is 18.
Hi everyone, good day. I am Camille Trinidad. So for today, tapos na akong kumuha ng mga age nila. So hindi ko na po siya na-screenshot kaya sinulat ko na lang po siya sa papel. Yan, yung name nila, then yung age nila. So ngayon, let's compute. Ayan, tapos na tayong computein yung quartile, percentile, and decile. So, hope it's correct. Bye. Thank you.
Number 1, Q3, yung formula natin is 3 over 4, n plus 1 term. So, 3 over 4 is equivalent to 0.75. Then, yung n natin is 15 plus 1. 0.75, 15 plus 1 is 16. So, equivalent to 0.75 times 16 is 11.25, so equivalent to 12. So, equals to, pang 12 na number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 30. Sa Q2, para makuha mo yung formula, isusubtract mo muna yung Q1 and Q3. Sa Q1, meron tayong 1 over 4, then equivalent to 0.25. Sa Q3 naman, meron tayo 3 over 4 equivalent to 0.75. Then subtract. Equivalent to 0.5. Then Q2. 0.5. Yung n niya is 15 plus 1 term. 0.5, 15 plus 1, 16. Then multiply equals to 8. Pang 8 na number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 19. Equals to 19. P70, ang formula natin is NP over 100. Then, yung N natin is 15. Yung P natin is 70 over 100. 15 multiply by 70 is 1,050 over 100. 1,050 divide 100 is 10.5. Equivalent to 11. So, pang 11 na number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Equivalent to 20. Number 4, P35. Same formula, NP100. So, yung N natin is 15. Yung P is 35. Over 100. 15 multiplied by 35 is 505 over 100. Then 505 divided by 100 is 5.25, equivalent to 6. So, pang 6 number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 18. D8, yung n natin is 15 plus 1. So, 8 over 15 is 0.5. 0.5, then 0.5, 15 plus 1 is 16. 0.5 divide 16 is 8. So, pang 8 na number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equals 19. Number 6, D4. Yung n natin is 15 plus 1. 4 over 15 is 0.2. 15 plus 1 is 16. Then, close open parenthesis, 0.2. 16 divided by 0.2 is equivalent to 3.2. Then, 3 na yun. Pang third na number is 1, 2, 3 equals 16.
So, una is Q3. The formula to find Q3 is 3/4 times n plus 1. So, yun yung formula na gagamitin natin for the Q3. And the decimal of 3/4 is 0.75. Tapos, n plus 1, 16. So, 0.75 times 16. Kakalki muna natin. Equals 12. So, our Q3 is in the 12th position, which is the number 26. So, next natin is Q2. Sulat lang uli natin yung formula. And yung formula naman na gagawin natin is 2 over 4. Ganun lang uli. Then, ang decimal ng 2 over 4 is 0.5. Tapos times 16 lang uli. Calculate uli natin. So, 8. So, our Q2 is in 8th position, which is 21. Dito naman tayo sa P70. The formula to find the position of P70 is C equals NP divide 100. C equals, yung NP natin is 15 times 70 divided by 100. So, calculate natin. 15 times 70 divided 100 is equal to 10.5. So, i-round up natin siya. Magiging 11. So, our 11th position is number 25. So, dito naman tayo sa kabila. Sulat lang uli natin yung formula. C equals 15 times 35 divide 100 ulit equals to, calculate natin. Is equals to 5.25. So, i-round up lang uli natin siya, magiging 6. So, our 6th position is number 19. So, dito naman tayo sa decile. The formula to find decile is di equals n plus 1 times I over 10. So, d plus 1 and ng decimal ng d8 natin is 0.8. So, magiging 16 times 0.8 is equal, calculate natin, 12.8. So, ra-round up natin siya, magiging 13. So, our position is pang 13, which is number 28. So, ang next natin ay same lang. So, lalagay lang uli natin yung 15 plus 1. And the decimal of D4 is 0.4 equals to 15 plus 1, 16 times 0.4. So, ika-calculate natin 16 times 0.4 is equal to 6.4. And then, we round it up. 6.4 is equal to 7. So, our decile is in 7th position, which is number 20.
Ito yung nakuha kong mga number or age ng mga in-interview ko sa Messenger. Tapos ngayon, may sasagutin tayo na ito yung quartile 3 o yung Q3. Ito yung formula niya, yung 3 over 4 times n plus 1. So bali, Q3, pagkat yung 3 divided by 4 sa calculator, 3 divided by 4 calculator is equals to 0.75 times natin siya sa yung n na yan. Ito yung bilang ng number nito o yung age na nakuha natin sa Messenger galing sa mga kaibigan natin. Bali 15 yan, 15 plus 1, so yan yun. Bali ito yung sagot, 0.75 times 16. Yan yan, yung 0.75 times 16 is equals to 12. Bali yung 12 na yan, ito yung hanapin mo yung 12 na yan dito sa bilang nitong numbers nito. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yung 12 na yan, itong 20 na yan, yan yung pinaka-answer dito. C is equals to number 100. Yan yung formula niya. So, ito nga tayo. P, 70% is equals to bilang, ito yung bilang nitong number. Bilang ang number na yan. So, bali yung 15 times 70 over 100. 15 over 70 is equals to 1,050 over 100. Ang oras ay 10.5. Kahit anong basta may point na ganyan, matik yan. Pag ni-round off, makukuha mo kung ano yung mas mataas yan. Basta may point sa body, magiging 11 na yan. Yung 11 na yan, position na yan, hanapin mo yan, position, hanapin mo dun sa number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. nakuha ay 20. So C is equals to 20. The answer is 20. Yan yung answer niya sa P70. 5 divided by 100 is equals to 5.25. 5.25, i-round up natin yan. So bali magiging 6 yan. 6 position. So yung 6 na hanapin mo dito sa number dito. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 17. 17 ang nakuha. So 17, C is equals to 17. The answer is 17. Okay. So decimal naman tayo. Ito ang formula niyan. DI is equals to N plus 1 times I over 10. So bali, ito yung ano natin yun. D8. So bali, D8 is equals to yung number ng bilang ng numbers kanina, 15 plus 1 times yung I na yan, yung 8. So bali, 8 over 10. So, yun na. 16 times 8 divided by 10 is equals to 0.8. 16 times 0.8 is equals to 12.8. Bali, pag ni-round off is 13. Hanapin natin yung 13th na yan. So bali yung 13th na yan ay yun yung 13th ay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yung 13th ay 20 siya doon sa number. So ang sagot niya ay 20. So next natin ay 5 pa lang pala. So next natin ay 6. D4. D4 is equals to 15 plus 1 is equals to 2 times 4 over 10 is equals to 16 times 0.4 is equals to 16 times 0.4 is 6.4 is equals to 0.4. Round up ay 6. Hanapin natin yung 6 na yan. 6 position dun ay yung 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is equals to 17.
First up, we need to write down the ages in ascending order. So for number 1, we need to look for the third quartile. So write down the formula, and then just follow the steps to solve and find out the answer. So when you multiply 0.5 to 16, the answer will be 12. So from the set of numbers, hanapin lang kung alin yung pang 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the answer is 18. So the third quartile is 18. So for question number 2, we need to look for the second quartile. So ganun lang din siya, write down the formula, and then follow lang yung steps to solve to find out the answer. So 0.5 multiplied by 18, the answer is 8. And then natin lang dito sa set of numbers kung asan yung bakit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 14. So the answer is 14. So the second quartile is 14. So for number 3, we need to find out the percentile 70. So ganun lang din siya. We need to follow the steps in order to solve for the answer. So dito naman, we divided the number into 100. So 15 multiplied by 70 and then divided by 100. Ang magiging sagot ay 10.5. Since 10.5 siya, pwede na siyang i-round up. So magiging 11 yung answer. And then hanapin lang dito kung alin yung pang 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the answer is 17. So for question number 4, we need to look for percentile 35. So katulad nung nauna, ganun lang din siya, just simply follow the steps. 35 divided by 100. So sa number 4, when you multiply 15 to 35 and then divided it into 100, the answer will be 5.25. So katulad nito, we need to round it up. So magiging sagot na ay 6. Okay, so hanapin lang din dito yung number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the answer is 12. As simple as that. So for number 5, we need to look for the decimal number 8. So, katulad lang din nun, formula, 20, so then plus 1, multiply by 8 over 50. So the answer is 50 plus 1, 16, and then 8 over 15 is, sorry, baliktad siya, so 0.53. So 16 multiplied by 0.53, the answer is 8.48. Since ganito siya, need din sa round up, so magiging 9 siya, and then look on the set of numbers kung asan yung number 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the answer is 15. So, simple as that. So for number 6, you need to look for the decimal 4. Then lang din, follow the steps. You multiply by 4 over 15. So 16 multiplied by 0.26. So 16 multiplied by 0.26. The answer will be 4.16. So taking ito siya tulad dito, pwede na siyang round up, so magiging 5 siya. Hanapin na natin ito yung fifth term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, sorry. So the answer is 11. So that's how we do the measures of positions. Thank you.
This was the ages I gathered from the people I asked. It consists of 15 set of ages. To answer the question, first you need to make sure that the numbers are in ascending orders. To find the third quartile, you need to use the formula 3 over 4 times the quantity of n plus 1. Point 75 times 15, since it is the total ages, plus 1. 0.75 times 16 equals to 12. So the third quartile is in the third term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 19. 19 is the third quartile. To find the second quartile, use the formula 1/2 times the quantity of n plus 1. 0.5 times 15 plus 1. 0.5 times 16 is equals to 8. So, second quartile is in the 8th term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 18. 18 is in the second quartile. To find the 70th percentile position, you need to use the formula C is equals to n times P divided by 100, where n is 15 times 70 divided by 100 equals to 10.5. Rounded up, it will be 11. So the 70th percentile is in the 11th position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 19. 19. To find the 35th percentile position, use the formula C times P divided by 100, where n is 15 times 35 divided by 100 equals to 5.25. Rounded up, it will be 6. So 35 percentile is in the 6th position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18 is the 35th percentile position. To find the 8th decile, you need to use the formula decile is equals to n plus 1 times I divided by 10, where n is 15 and I is 8. 15 plus 1 times 8 divided by 10, 16 times 0.8 is equals to 12.8. Rounded off, it will be in the 13th position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 20. 20 is the 8th decile. To find the 4th decile, you need to use the formula decile is equals to n plus 1 times I divided by 10. 15 plus 1 times 4 divided by 10. 16 times 0.4 is equals to 6.84. Fourth decile is in the 6th position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 18 is in the 4th decile.
Good day everyone! I'm Miriam Embuscado from BSE 1C. At ngayon ay na-assign tayo upang mag-solve ng measure of position. Ang una nating sasagutan ay ang quartile. At ang quartile ay may tatlong part. Ang quartile 1, quartile 3 at quartile 2. Ang unang sasagutan ay ang quartile 1. Ang quartile 1 ay may formula na 1/4 times n plus 1 term. Ang 1/4 ay itatranslate natin sa decimal point at ito ay magiging 0.25. At ang n naman, ikukuha natin dito sa numbers na ito na kinuha ko sa edad ng aking mga kaibigan. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 plus 1 equals 0.25 times 16 equals 4. 4 term. So yung 4 term, ay hanap natin dito 1, 2, 3, 4. So 18. So ang Q1 is equal to 18. Sa Q3 naman ay may formulang 3/4 times n plus 1. So, ang 3/4, i-translate natin sa decimal place, sa decimal point, at yan ay magiging 0.75 times 16 equals 0.75 times 16 equals 12. 12 term. So, ano natin yung 12 term dito ulit? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, ang 12 term ay 21. So, ang Q3 ay 21. Ang quartile 1 naman ay 18. Sa quartile 2 ay may dalawang part. Ang unang part ay may formulang 2/4 times n plus 1 term. Yung 2/4 ay translate natin sa decimal point na magiging 0.5 times 16 equals 0.5 times 16 equals 8 term. So, ang 8 term natin ay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 19. 19 ang quartile 2. Ang isang part pa nito ay may formulang Q3 minus Q1 or ito ang kunin natin. Itong term na nakuha natin sa dalawang quartile. So, ang quartile 3 ay may 12 term minus 4th term equals 8. So, tama yung nakuha natin. Ngayon naman, ay sasagutin natin ay ang percentile. So, ang hahanapin natin ay P70 at P30. Ang P70 ay may formula na C equals NP over 100. So, ang number, ang N ay hahanapin natin dito. So, ang bilang niyan is 15. Times the P or the 70. 70 over 100. So, 15 times 70 equals 1,050. Over 100 divided by 100 equals 10.5 or 11 term. So, hahanap natin yung 11th term dito ulit sa mga number na ito. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, ang P70 ay 11th term at ang 11th term ay 21. Sa P35 naman ay ganoon din ang formula na C equals NP over 100. So, ang N ulit ay 15 times 35 over 100 equals 15 times 35 equals 525. Over 100 so 525 divided by 100 525 divided by 100 equals 5.25. So, eto ay gagawin natin 6 or 6. Bakit natin siyang ginawa 6 kahit 2.25 lang naman ang kanyang decimal point? Sa percentile kasi, kahit gaano kataas ang decimal point, i-round up mo na siya. So, magiging 6. So, hanap natin yung 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, sa P35 ay ang 6th term ay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ay 18. Sasagutan naman natin ngayon ay ang decile. Ang kahanap natin ay ang D8 at ang D4. Ang D8 ay may formula na N plus 1 times I over 10. Ang N ay ang number, ang bilang nitong mga numbers na ito. So, yan ay 15. 15 plus 1 times ang I ay itong hinahanap ang 8 over 10 equals 16. Ito ay papalit natin bilang decimal point times 0.8 equals 16 times 0.8 equals 12.8. 12.8 or 13. So, hanapin natin dito kung ano yung pang number 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 23 ang pang number 13. So 23 yung sagot sa D8. So D8 equals 23. Ganun din ang gagawin sa D4. The 16 pa din. 16 times 4 over 10. Or 16 times 0.4 equals 16 times 0.4 equals 6.4 or 6. So, hanap lang natin dito ang 6th term. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, ang D14, ang D4 pala, ay ang may 6th term. So, ang 6th term ay 18. So, 18 ang sagot sa D4.
After we have gathered the data, we have come up with this result, and then we will arrange them ascendingly. Now we can start with our first problem, which is finding the third quartile. Then our formula for third quartile is third quartile equals 0.75 times to the sum of the number plus 1. Substitute the formula with the given values. Now we have 0.75 times the sum of 15 plus 1. Solve what is inside the parentheses, which is 15 plus 1, and that is equals to 16. Then we will multiply it to 0.75. Then we get 12. Our 12th term in the given data is 20. So our third quartile is equals to 20. Our second problem, we will be finding the second quartile. And in finding the second quartile, our formula is second quartile equals third quartile minus the first quartile. And our third quartile is 12. Then we solve for the first quartile, which is 4. 12 minus 4 is equals 8. And our 8th term is 18. Now, we will move to our third problem, which is finding the 70th percentile of our data. So, now we will be solving for our third problem. And our third problem is finding the 70th percentile of our data. So, our formula is 70th percentile is equals to number, the product of number and percentile divided by 100. Next to that, we will be substituting again. So 15 times 70 divided by 100. We solved first for the product of 15 and 70 and we got 1050. Then we will be dividing it by 100. That's why we get 10.5. In percentile, as long as there is an excess to the number, we will be adding 1. Even if it is round down, even if it is just 10.1, 10.2, 10.3, and 10.4, we will still be adding 1. So that's why we get the 11th position. And our 11th position in our data is 19. So, the 70th percentile of our data is 19. Now, for our fourth problem, we are asked to find the 35th percentile of our data. And our formula for that is 35th percentile is equals to the product of number and percentile divided by 100. we will be substituting again. That's why it became 15 times 35 divided by 100. Then, we solve first for 15 times 35, and it is 525. Now, we will be dividing 525 by 100. So, 525 divided by 100 is 5.25. Then, in percentile, as I said, as long as there is an excess, we will be adding 1 to the quotient. So, it became 6. So, our 35th percentile is in the 6th position. And the 6th position in our data is 18. So, our 35th percentile is 18. Now, we are on to our 5th problem, which is finding the 8th decile of our data. So, the formula in finding the 8th decile is 8 decile equals, open and close parentheses, number plus 1 multiplied to I over 10. We will be substituting again. So, now, 8 decile is equals to, open and close parentheses, sum of 15 plus 1 multiplied to the quotient of 8 over 10. So, 15 plus 1 is equals to 16. And, multiply naman natin siya sa sagot ng 8 over 10, which is 0.8. Now, we will be multiplying 16 and 0.8. Now, the product of 16 and 0.8 is 12.8. Just like in percentile, pag may sobra, mag-a-add tayo agad ng 1. So, yung 12.8, naging 13 siya. So, ang ating 8th decile ay nasa 13th position. And sa ating data, ang nasa 13th position is 20. So, our 8th decile is 20. Now, for our last problem, we are finding the 4th decile of our data. So, our formula is 4th decile equals to, open and close parentheses, sum of n plus 1 multiplied to the quotient of I over 10. So, we will substitute again. That's why we have, open and close parentheses, sum of 15 plus 1 multiplied to the quotient of 4 over 10. So, the sum of 15 plus 1 is 16. So, the sum of 15 plus 1 is 16. And the quotient of 4 over 10 is 0.4. Now, we will be multiplying 16 to 0.4. And the product of 16 and 0.4 is 6.4. Just like in number 5, if there is excess to the number, we will be adding 1. So, the 6.4 will become 7. And our 4th decile is in the 7th position of our data. And the 7th position in our data is 18. So, our 4th decile is equals to 18.
Bago natin makuha ang hinihinging quartiles, percentiles at deciles, kailangan muna nating i-list yung mga nakalap nating age ng ascending order. Hanapin natin yung pinakabata hanggang sa pinakamatanda. Kapag naayos na natin ang ascending order, pwede na nating masolve ang second quartile using this formula. Ang formula ay 2 4 times n plus 1. 2/4 yung gagamitin natin since second quartile yung hinahanap.
N 2/4 is equals to 0.5. Q2 is equals to 0.5. Ang N natin ay 15 since meron tayong 15 age. Meron tayong 15 na age na nakalap. 15 plus 1 equals to 16 times 0.5 is equals to 8. Ngayon, magbibilang tayo ng 8 since 8 yung nakuha natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ang pang 8 na position ay 17. Kaya ang sagot natin sa second quartile ay 17. Second quartile is equal to 17 since ang pang 8 ay 17. Ganun din sa number 2. Third quartile naman hinahanap kaya 3/4 ang gagamitin nating formula. 3/4 n plus 1. Ganun din. Q3 is equals to 0.75 times 16 is equals to 12. Ang pang 12 na position ay 38. 12. Kaya yun yung sagot natin sa third quartile. Sa number 3, percentile naman yung hinahanap. Ito yung formula natin sa percentile. C is equals to N times P over 100. Substitute na natin. C is equals to N. Yung N natin ay 15 times P. Ang P natin ay 70 kasi yun yung hinahanap na percentile. Divided by 100. 70 times 15 equals 1050 divided by 100 is equals to 10.5. Since may point siya, i-round up na natin siya sa 11 position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ang pang 11 position ay 20. Kaya yun yung 70th percentile natin. Yun yung sagot natin sa 70th percentile. So, number 4, percentile yung hinahanap, kaya same formula lang din gagamitin natin. C is equals to N P over 100. C is equals to 15 times 35. Dahil yun yung percentile na hinahanap, divided by 100 is equals to 15 times 35 is equals to 525 divided by 100 is 5.25. Since may point ulit, round up na natin siya sa 6th position. Ang 6th position natin ay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 15. Sa number 5, decile naman yung hinahanap. Ito yung formula sa decile. D sub I is equals to N plus 1 times I over 10. Substitute na natin. D8 is equals to N plus 1. 15 plus 1 times 0.8 since 8 over 10 is 0.8. 16 times 0.8 is equals to 12.8. Dahil may point ulit, magiging 13 na siya. Ang pang 13th position natin ay 42. Yun yung sagot natin sa number 5. Ang 8th decile is 42. Number 6, ganun din. Same formula. Is equals to 15 plus 1. 4 over 10 is 0.4. 16 times 0.4 is equals to 6.4. May point ulit, kaya magiging 7 na siya. Ang 7th position ay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 16. Yun yung sagot natin sa number 6. Ang 4th decile ay 16. So,
So, nakuha na natin yung mga hinihinging quartiles, deciles, at percentiles gamit yung mga formulang ginamit ko kanina.
And 4. So we round it up. So 7th. So what is the 7th term? Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 18. 7th is equals to 18. So this is now our 4th deciles. So there it goes. Bye.
These are the gathered data that I have. So first, we have to arrange it from smallest to greatest, or ascending order. So I have now here 4, 9, 10, 11, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So in total, I have 15 scores or data here. So we have to look for quartile 3 and quartile 2. So first, we have quartile 2. So the formula for quartile 2 is 1 over 2 times n plus 1, or simply 0.5 times n plus 1. So n here will be replaced by 15 because we have the total number of scores 15. So we can solve for quartile 2 now. So quartile 2 is equals to 0.5 times 15 plus 1. So 16 times 0.5 is equals to 8. So we're now looking for the 8th term. So what is the 8th term here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 18. The 8th term here is 18. Therefore, 8 is equals to 18. Moving on quartile 3. So quartile 3 is equals to 3 over 4 times 15 plus 1, or simply 0.75 times 15 plus 1. So 0.75 times 16 is equals to 12. So what is the 12th term here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the 12th term here is 19. Therefore, 12 is equals to 19. Moving on, we're going to solve for the percentile, which is 70 percentile and 35 percentile. So our formula in finding the percentile is C is equal to N times P divided by 100. So let's solve first for 70 percentile. So C is equals to N times P divided by 100. So let's substitute the value. So the total numbers of scores are 15. The percentile we're looking for is 70 divided by 100. So 1050 is the product of 15 times 70. So we're going to divide it by 100. So we'll get the quotient of 10.5. We're going to round it off. So we'll get the 11th term. So what is the 11th term? So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 19. So our answer will be 19. 70 percentile is equals to 19. Okay, next is the 35 percentile. So we're going to use the same formula. So C is equals to N times P divided by 100. So replace N by 15, P with 35 divided by 100. So 15 times 35, you'll get a product of 525 divided by 100. The quotient will be 5.25. So round it up, you'll get the sixth term. So what is the sixth term? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 18. So 18 will be the 35 percentile or our answer. Okay. One is what we have to solve for the deciles. 8 deciles and 4 deciles. So our formula in finding deciles is d sub I is equals to n plus 1 times I divided by 10. So let's solve first for the 8 deciles. So OMG, ayaw niya mag-focus. So 8 deciles is equals to 15 plus 1. So n, replace n by 15 because we have 15 total numbers of scores plus 1 times I. We change we substitute I with 8. So we substitute 8 here. So 8 divided by 10 is equals to 0.8. So 16 times 0.8 is equals to 12.8. And if you round it up, you'll get 13th. So your answer will be the 13th term. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 19. So 13th is equals to 19. Last one is the fourth deciles. So 15 plus 1 times 4 over 10. So 4 divided by 10 is equals to 0.4. 16 times 0.4, you'll get the product of 6.4. If you rounded it up, you'll get the seventh term. So what is the seventh term in my given scores? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the seventh term in my given score is 18. Therefore, seventh is equals to 18. So this is now the answer
Good day everyone. My name is Shirley P. Victorio from BSE 1C. In this video, our teacher gave us a task of interviewing our friends through Messenger to ask their ages so that we could solve the measures of positions. I will show you how to solve a quartiles, percentiles, and deciles. Find Q3 or quartiles 3. The formula of quartiles 3 is 3/4 times n plus 1. So the decimal of 3/4 is 0.75 times n, the number of scores, is 15 plus 1. So 15 plus 1 is equal to 16 multiplied by 0.75 is equal to 12. 12th term is 22. The formula of quartile 2 is 2/4 multiplied by n plus 1. So find quartile 2. The decimal of 2/4 is 0.5 multiplied by n, the number of score, which is 15 plus 1. So 15 plus 1 is equal to 16 multiplied by 0.5 is equal to 8. The 8th term in the score is 19. So the answer is 19. If you already have the answer of Q3 and Q1, you will get the answer of Q2 by simply subtracting the Q3 and Q1. The formula of percentile is C is equal to NP divided by 100. Find percentile 70. So C is equal to N, the number of score, is 15 multiplied by percentile 70 over or divided by 100 is equal to 10.5. If the value we find for C is not a whole number, we round up 10.5 to the next whole number, which is 11. So the 11th term in the scores is 19. The answer is 19. To find P35 or percentile 35, we need the formula of percentile C is equal to NP divided by 100. So C is equal to N, the number of score, 15, multiplied by percentile 35 divided by 100 is equal to 5.25. So 5.25 we round up to the next whole number, which is 6. So the 6th term in the score is 19. The answer is 19.
So the first thing that we will do is solving for quartiles. We have 15 set of scores, which are the age of the people that we interviewed yesterday night in Messenger. I already wrote the first quartile. So this is the formula, 0.25 times the number of scores plus 1. So 0.25 times 16 will be 4, equals the fourth scores, which is 18. For the second quartile, we will use 0.5. So we'll add this quickly. It will become 16. It will result in a whole number. So it will be the 8th term, or 8th score, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the number 19. For the third quartile, we will use 0.75 times 16. It will be 12, again a solid or a whole number. So it will be the 12th term, or 12th set of score again. So this is the 8th score, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, again 19. So that's it for the solving for quartile. Now we're going to solve for percentile, and what we need to find is the 70th percentile. So this is the formula, C equals the number of terms multiplied by the percentile, then divided by 100. So we have 15 scores and the percentile is 70 divided by 100. So we need to multiply this first, which will result in 1050. So 1050, and when we divided it with 100, the result will be 10.5. Now we need to round this up, so it becomes 11. So we will choose the 11 score in our 15 set of scores, which will be this here, 19. So our 70th percentile is 19. The next percentile that we need to find is the 35th. So we won't write the formula anymore, we'll just go right through the point. We have 15 scores times 35 divided by 100. So if we multiply this, we will get 525, and if we divide this, we will get 5.75. So we need to round it up. We will round up to number 6, a whole number, and the scores that we will get is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18. So our 35th percentile is number 18. The last thing that we will do is solve for the decile, and what we need to find is the 8th decile. The formula is the decile equals the number of scores plus 1, then the decile over 10. So we will write D8 equals 15 plus 1 and 8 over 10. We will add this to become 16 and multiply it with a 0.8. This becomes the decimal, and the result will be 128. So we need to round it up. I mean 12.8. So we need to round it up, and it will become the 13th term, or the score. And our 13th score is, so this is a 12, 19. So lastly, we need to find the 4th decile. So I won't write the formula again, and we'll go right through it. So D4 equals 15 plus 1 times 4 over 10. We'll just need to add this to become 16. Then it will become 0.4. Now we need to multiply this, so it will become 6.4. And when we round it up, we will get 7, or the 7th score, which is, so this is the fourth, 4, 5, 6, 7, still 18. So that was it for the measures of position.
Good day everyone. So ito po yung mga nakuha kong age po na respondents. 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 29, 34, 42, and 44. So first, we were asked to find for Q3. So ang Q3 po, ito po ang formula. 3/4 times n plus 1 is equals to its term. So 3/4 po kapag convert natin into decimals is 0.75. N po natin is yung number kung ilan sila. 15 plus 1 is equals to 16. So 0.75 times 16 equals 12. So 12 term po yung ating Q3. So magbibilang lang tayo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So ang pang 12 term po natin is 29. So, ang Q3 po natin is equals to 29. Next, we are asked to find for Q2. Ang Q2, 1/2 times n plus 1. So, 1/2 po, pag kinonvert po natin siya into decimals is 0.5. So, n po natin, ganun pa rin, 15 plus 1. So, 0.5 multiplied by 16 is equals to 8. So, 8 term po ang hahanapin natin dito sa given. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, ang 8 term po is 23. So, ang ating Q2 is equals to 23. So, number 3, we are asked to find for P70. So, C equals NP over 100. So, ang n po natin is 15. So, yung 15, imumultiply lang natin kung ano hinahanap natin, which is si P70. 15 times 70 is equals to 1,050. Divided by 100 is equals to 10.5. So, kapag po ganyan, i-round off na natin into 11. So, bilang lang ulit tayo dito ng pang 11 term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, ang ating pong pang 11 term is 27. So, our P70 is 27. So, next, we are asked to find for P35. Ganun lang din po. Ang n po natin is 15. Ito times lang natin kung ano, saan natin siya kung ano yung hinahanap nating number. So, ang number natin hinahanap is 35. 15 times 35 equals 525 divided by 100 is equals to 5.25. So, hindi po natin siya round off, magiging 5 na lang po siya kasi hindi po siya umangat into 5. So, fifth term po ang ating P35. So, bilang lang tayo dito. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, ang ating P35 is equals to 19. Okay? So, in number 5, we are asked to solve for D8. Ito yung formula niya, n plus 1 times I over 10. So, ang n po natin is 15, kung ilang number yung given, plus 1 times 0.8. Okay, kasi yun yung I over 10. So, 16 times 0.8 is equals to 12.8. So, i-round off lang natin ito. Magiging 13th term na siya. So, ang ating 13th term is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So, ang 13th term po natin is 34. 34 po ang ating 13th term. So, ang ating D8 is equals to 34. So, next we are asked to solve for D4. So, ito lang, 15 plus 1, 16, plus 0.4, ito yung I over 10, equals 16 times 0.4 equals 6.4. So, magiging 6 na lang siya. So, we are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, ang ating D4 po is equals to 20.
Taon ka na ba?
10.
Shami, ilan taon ka na ba?
11.
Ilang taon ka na? Ilan yan? 4. Quartile 2, we're going to use the formula 2 over 4 times n plus 1 or 0.5 times n plus 1. So, we substitute. So, we have 15. So, 15 is the total number of scores. So, plus 1 times 2 divided by 4 is 0.5. So, 15 plus 1 is equals to 16 times 0.5. So, 16 times 0.5 is equals 8. So, the answer is the 8th term. So, what is the 8th term? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, 8th is equals to 18. This is the answer to the quartile 2. So, for quartile number 3, we are going to use the formula 3/4 times 15 plus 1. Or, 3 divided by 4 is equals to 0.75 times 15 plus 1. So, we have now 0.75 times 16. 0.75 times 16 is equals to 12. So, hindi na natin siya kailangang i-round off. So, 12. So, ano ba yung 12 term dito? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, 19. 12 is equals to 19. Therefore, quartile 3 is 19. Moving on, we have to look for 70 percentile and 35 percentile. So, the formula for finding the percentile is C is equals to N times P divided by 100. So, let's find this one, 70th percentile. So, P of 70. So, C is equals to N times P divided by 100. So, C is equals to 15 times 70 divided by 100. So, 15 is the total number of scores that we have. 70 is because we are looking for 70 percentile. So, 70 times 15 is equals to 1050 divided by 100. So, 1050 divided by 100 is equals to 10.5. So, we round it up. So, we have 11 or the 11th term. So, ano ba yung 11? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, 19. So, the answer is 19. Here. So, we're going to look for the 35 percentile. So, we're going to use the formula C is equals to N times P divided by 100. So, 15 because we have 15 total numbers of scores. 30 because we're looking for the 35 percentile and divided by 100. So, 15 times 35 is equals to 525 divided by 100. We will get the quotient of 5.25. If we rounded it up, we're going to get the 6th term in the given score. So, what is the 6 terms in the given score? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, 18. So, the answer is 18. There. Lastly, we're going to solve for the 8 deciles and deciles. So, the formula in finding deciles is D sub I is equals to N plus 1 times I over 10. So, first, let's solve for 8 decile. So, 8 decile is equals to the total numbers of scores, 15 plus 1 times I, which is 8. So, 8 over 10. So, yan. So, let's solve. 16 times 8 over 10. So, gagawin natin itong decimal. So, 8 divided by 10 is equals to 0.8. So, saan nanggaling itong 0.8? So, 8 divided by 10. So we can solve for it now. So 16 times 0.8 is equals to 12.8. So we round it up, so we'll get the 13th term, which is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 19. So 8 deciles is equals to 13th term, which is 19. So yun na yung ating 8 deciles. Okay, next is last one, the 4th decile. So going to look for the 4th deciles. 4th decile is equals to 15 plus 1 times 4 over 10. So 4th decile is equals to 15 plus 1 times 4 over 10. So 4 divided by 10 is equals to 0.4. So 16 times 0.4. 16 times 0.4 is now equals to 6.4. So we round it up. So 7th. So what is the 7th term? Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 18. 7th is equals to 18. So this is now our 4th deciles. So there it goes. Bye. These are the gathered data that I have. So first, we have to arrange it from smallest to greatest or ascending order. So I have now here 4, 9, 10, 11, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So in total, I have 15 scores or data here. So we have to look for quartile 3 and quartile 2. So first, we have quartile 2. So the formula for quartile 2 is 1 over 2 times n plus 1, or simply 0.5 times n plus 1. So n here will be replaced by 15 because we have the total number of scores 15. So we can solve for quartile 2 now. So quartile 2 is equals to 0.5 times 15 plus 1. So 16 times 0.5 is equals to 8. So we're now looking for the 8th term. So what is the 8th term here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 18. The 8th term here is 18. Therefore, 8 is equals to 18. Moving on quartile 3. So quartile 3 is equals to 3 over 4 times 15 plus 1, or simply 0.75 times 15 plus 1. So 0.75 times 16 is equals to 12. So what is the 12th term here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the 12th term here is 19. Therefore, 12 is equals to 19. Moving on, we're going to solve for the percentile, which is 70 percentile and 35 percentile. So our formula in finding the percentile is C is equal to N times P divided by 100. So let's solve first for 70 percentile. So C is equals to N times P divided by 100. So let's substitute the value. So the total numbers of scores are 15. The percentile we're looking for is 70 divided by 100. So 1050 is the product of 15 times 70. So we're going to divide it by 100. So we'll get the quotient of 10.5. We're going to round it up. So we'll get the 11th term. So what is the 11th term? So let's count. 1, 2, 3.
So, dito na naman tayo. Discussion about measure of positions. Paano hanapin yung mga position gamit tong quartile formulas at isang calculator. So, makikita natin dito may mga numbers dito sa taas, given numbers na galing sa mga in-interview ko. Yan yung mga age nila. 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 29, 30, 31, 34, and 35. Bale, sa lahat na yan, 15 lahat dalos yan. Yung mga pinagdala ko, 15 na tao. So, sa activity namin ay napahanap ang Q3 or quartile 3. So, paano ba yan? Paano ko nakuha yung 30 or yung Q3 na 30? So, gamit ang formula o quartile formulas na to, tingnan natin kung ano yung formula para makuha yung 30 na nakita natin kanina. So, ang formula kanina ay gagamitin natin ay 3 over 4 close and open parenthesis n plus 1 and n term. So, ginawa ko yung 3 over 4, ginawa kong 0.75, kinompute ko para maging decimal. Kaya 0.75 ginawa ko, naging lumabas. Tapos 15, sinabsusot ko yung n kasi n yung number of terms, lahat yan, halos 14 to 35 na yan. Pag binilang mo isa-isa, 15 ang kakalabasan. Kaya sinabsusot ko yung n to 15 plus 1, tapos close parenthesis, tapos equals, solve natin yung nasa loob, 16. Tapos times natin 0.75 times 16, pag kinalculate natin ang lalabas ay 12. But may 12 th, 12 term pa kasi nakalagay dito sa formula na pag nakuha mo, lalagay mo yung th and term, 12 term. So, pag balik tayo dito sa given numbers o yung sa mga na-interview kong age, tingnan natin kung ano dito yung pang 12 term. So, bilang tayo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So, ang 12 term natin o ang Q3 natin ay 30. Kaya, naging 30. Kaya, naging 30 ang Q3 natin. Isa pa. Quartile 2 naman. Paano ba kuhain yung quartile 2? Tapos bakit? Biging 0.5. Kasi quartile 2 ay median. So, kalahati ng 100. Kalahati nun o 1/2 pag kinumpute natin sa decimal ay lalabas ay 0.5. So, nilagay ko 0.5. Tapos yung 15 kanina which is the n plus 1, nilagay ko 15 plus 1, tapos naging 16 na, shortcut lang. Tapos pag times natin yan, lalabas ay 8. So pang 8 term hanapin natin ay magiging 23. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So quartile 2 natin ay 23. Ito naman tayo sa P20 ay P70. Ano ba yung P? Versatile. So, paano ba nakuha natin ito? P70 equals 29. Paano nakuha yun? Gamit ang, balik tayo sa formula na to. C it equals to number of terms times versatile over 100. So, pag substitution na tayo, ito, C is equals to 15. 15, yun. Number of terms, kasi 15 yung kaninang na nandito. 15. Tapos yung 70, yung versatile, which is 70. Nilagay ko 70. Tapos over 100. Gagawin natin, ba't naging 10.5? Kasi pag times muna tong 15 times 70 times natin 15 times 70 is equals to 1050. Divide mo sa 100 pa. Divide 100 is equals to 10.5. So, kaya naging 10.5 siya. Or, pang 11 position pag ni-round out natin. So, ano pag pang 11? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 29. Ganun. Ganun din sa P35. Ganun din, 15. Tapos yung versatile, 35. Lagyan mo 35. Over 100. Pag pinag-times natin, lalabas. Tapos pinag-divide natin, 5.25 or 5 pa lang kasi hindi na natin siya mararound off. Yung 5 dito ay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mali pala. 15 nalagay. Bale, 19 yan. 19 ang P35 natin. Punta naman tayo dito sa decile form naman, D8. So, ang formula ng decile ay ito. DI is equals to, close and open parenthesis, n plus 1 times I over 10. So, yung 8 na yan, given yan, decile. Kaya, write natin tong formula, tapos substitution ulit, n, kanina, 15 na terms plus 1 close and open parenthesis times 8 given 8 divide over 10 or 0.8 pag nilagay natin sa decimal. So ginawa ko, so compute na natin. 50 plus 1 16 times 0.8 is equals to 12.8 or 13 pag i-round off natin. So yung 13 nya 13 na decimal, 13 na term dito ay 30. So, 31. 31. Sorry. 31. Yung D8 natin, decile 8 natin is equals to 31. Ganun din dito sa number 6 o yung hinahanap niyang D4. DI is equals to N. Ito yung formula. N plus 1 times I over 10. So, ganun ulit. 15 plus 1. Substitution. X. Substitution mo yung I. Equal to 4. Tapos over 10. Pag dinesimal mo, ay lalabas ay 0.5.
So, ito na yung mga age or yung score na gagamitin ko na nakuha ko dun sa pinagtanungan ko na 15 person. Ito yung data na gagamitin para makuha yung quartile, percentile, and decile. So, ang unang kong ginawa is in-arrange ko muna yung mga scores or yung ages na nakuha ko from lowest to highest. So, ang unang hinihingi is yung quartile 3. So, to find quartile 3, ito yung formula, 0.75 times n plus 1. So, 0.75 number of score is 15 person plus 1. So, 0.75 times 16 is equal to 12. So, yung hinahanap natin is yung pang 12 term. So, ito yan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, ito yan, 20. Next to find is yung quartile 2. So, yung formula ng quartile 2 is 0.5 times number of score plus 1. So, 0.5 times number of score is 15 pa rin plus 1. So, 0.5 times 16. 0.5 times 16 is equal to 8. So, ang need natin hanapin is yung pang 8 term. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, 19 yung pang 12. So, ito yung sagot sa quartile 2. So, ang susunod na hanapin is yung percentile 70. So, ang formula ng percentile 70 is n times n number of score times p divide 100. So, number of score is 15 and p is 70 divide 100. So, 15 times 70 is equal to 1050 times 100 is equal to 10.5. So, consider na to as 11. So, ang kailangan natin hanapin is yung pang 11th term. So, ang pang 11th term is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, ang percentile 70 is 19. So, ang next na hahanapin is yung, ito, yung percentile 35. So, ang formula nun is yung parang katulad din nito, yung percentile 70. So, n times p divide 100. So, n is number of scores. So, it is 15 times 35 divide 100. So, 15 times 35 is equal to 525. Divide 100 is equal to 525. 5.25 considered as 6. So, ang kailangan natin hanapin is yung pang 6 term. So, ito yun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, ang pang 6 term is 19. 19. Next na hahanapin natin is D8 or decimal 8. Decimal 8. So, ang formula nun is n plus 1 times the score sa tabi ng decimal divide 10. So, number of score is 15, which is 15 person plus 1. So, 16 siya. Times 8 divide 10 is equal to 0.8. So, 16 times 0.8 is equal to 12.8. So, 12.8 consider as 13. So, ang kailangan natin is yung pang 13 term. So, ang pang 13 term is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So, 22 siya. Next na hahanapin natin is yung P4 or yung decimal 4. Ang formula din niya is number of score plus 1 times number sa tabi ng decimal divide 10. So, number of score is 15 plus 1 times, ito yun, 4 divide 10. So, ito, 15 plus 1 is 16. And then, 4 divide 10 is 0.4. So, 16 times 0.4 is equal to 6.4. So, ito consider siya as 7. So, ang kailangan natin hanapin is yung pang 7 term, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, yung 19. 19 yung pang 7 term.
Good day. Our task for today is measures of position. First, I will ask 15 person about their age. And I arrange it in ascending order. And now, I will solve the following equations. So, proceed na tayo sa number 1. Quartile 3. Ang formula ng quartile 3 is 3 over 4 times n plus 1. 3 over 4 is equal to 0.75. And n is the total of the set of numbers. So, n is equal to 15 plus 1. 0.75 times 16 is equal to 12. So, ang quartile 3 ay 12 term. Hanapin natin siya sa set of numbers. So, ito ang quartile 3. So, for the quartile 2, ang formula natin ay 2 over 4 times n plus 1. 2 over 4 is equals to 0.5. And substitute. Ayaw gumana ng ball pen. .5 times 16 is equal to 8. So, ang quartile 2 natin ay 8 term. Number 3 is 70th percentile. Ang formula sa number 3 is n times p over 100. N is equal to 15 and p is equal to 70. 15 times 70 is 1050. 1050 divide 100 is equal to 10.5. So, round off natin 10.5 to 11. So, 70 percentile ay 11 term. So, ito ang number 4 is 35 percentile. Ang formula sa number 4 ay katulad lang din sa number 3. So, substitute lang natin. n is equal to 15, and p is equal to 35. 15 times 35 is equal to 525. So 525 divide 100 is 5.25 or fifth. So the 35 percentile is the fifth term. So tingnan natin siya sa set of numbers. Number 5 is 8 decile. Ang formula sa number 5 is n plus 1 times I over 10. So, substitute natin ang 15 sa n at 8 naman sa I. 15 plus 1 is equal to 16, and 8 divide 10 is equal to 0.8. 16 times 0.8 is equal to 12.8. Pag ni-round off ay 13. So, ang 8 decile ay 13 term. So, hanapin natin siya sa ating set of scores. No, eto siya. Number 6 is 4th decile. So, ang formula natin doon ay ganun pa rin. Substitute ulit ang 15, and 4 naman sa may I. 15 plus 1 is 16. 4 over 10 is 0.4. 16 times 0.4 is 6.4. Pag ni-round off ay 6. So, ang 4th decile is 6 term. Hanapin natin siya sa set of scores. So, ito ang 4th decile.
Good day everyone, I am Marcy Villesa. So, magsosolve tayo ngayon ng measure of position. So, sana ma-enjoy nyo yung panonood. So, let's start. So, una ay hinanap natin yung decimal point ni 3, 4. So, paano siya makikita? 3 over 4 times 100 is equals to 75. So, talaga natin siya ng 0.75. So, yun siya. So, paano nakuha si 15? Si 15 is ito yun. Yung age natin. So, or respondent natin. So, 15 kasi siya. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So, plus 1. So, yun lang. Rewrite lang natin. 0.75. So, 15 plus 1 is equal to 16. So, ngayon, paano natin nakuha si 12? So, si 12 naman ay multiply lang natin si 0.75 times 16 is equals to 12. So, ito, si 12. So, ito naman si natin, paano natin nakuha? So, bibilangin lang natin siya, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So, kaya nakuha natin is 19. So, ngayon, si Q2 is dalawa yung solving niya. So, since wala naman si Q1, sinolve ko si Q1 para makuha natin si 0.5. So, paano nakuha si 0.5? Minus lang natin si 0.75 kay minus natin kay 0.25. So, yun, 0.5. So, gano'n lang din, 15 plus 1. So, 0.5. 15 plus 1 is equals to 16. So, gano'n lang din. Minultiply ko lang siya. Nakuha ko si 8. So, ngayon, si 8 naman is binilang ko lang ulit siya hanggang nakuha ko si 17. 17, yun. Tapos, ito si Q1. So, si Q1, ginamit ko siya is para makuha natin si 0.5. So, next is, ito na. So, ito yung kanyang formula. P70. C is equals to 15. Yun nga, kasi 15 siya. then si 70, and then si 100. So, paano natin makukuha si 10.5? So, 15 times 70 divided by 100 is equals to 10.5. So, since kailangan natin is whole numbers, ginawa ko siyang 11. So, ngayon, paano natin nakuha si 19? Ganun lang din. Bilangin lang natin is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yun. Dahil pang 11 is 19, yun yung lalagay natin na sagot dito. So, ulitin lang natin siya kay P35. Kung ano ginawa natin dito is ganun lang din. So, ngayon, multiply and divide, then nakuha natin, then gawin natin siyang whole number, and then 6 is bilangin lang natin yung pang 6 dito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 16, kaya 16. So, number 5 is D8, so ito lang yung formula niya, DI, close sa parenthesis, N plus 1, and I over 10. So, si N is 15 plus 1, so, si 8, si I ay si 8, and over 10. So, 15 plus 1 is equal to 16. So, ang decimal ni 8 over 10 is 0.8. So, ano lang natin siya is 60. So, multiply lang natin si 16 times 0.8 is equals to 12.8. So, since nga kailangan niya natin is whole number, so magiging 13 siya. So, 13, bibilang lang ulit tayo dito ng pang 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So, yung pan 13 dito is 20. So, kaya 20. So, dito sa D4, ganun lang din siya. 15 plus 1, 16. So, decimal point ni 4 over 10 is 0.4. So, multiply na again 6.4 since whole number na ang kailangan. So, gagawin natin siya 7. So, bibilang lang ulit tayo dito ng 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 17. So, kaya 17 siya. So, yun lang.
Interview ako ng 15 na tao kung ilang taon na ba sila. At ang nakuha kong age ay 4, 5, 17, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 19, 21, 29, 38, at 61 years old. So, ang 4 and 5 na number na yun is nakuha ko from my mga pamangkin. And 4 and 5 years old sila. And itong from 17 to 19 years old is from my friends. And itong 29, 31, 48, and 61 is from my brothers and parents. So, ang hanapin natin is ang quartile 2 and 3, percentile 35 and 70, decile 8 and 4. So, first off, para masolve natin sila, is kailangan muna natin i-organize yung set ng numbers natin into ascending form. So, what is ascending form? It is the form ng numbers which is from lowest to highest, to the smallest amount of number to the biggest amount of number. So, kailangan na natin i-solve ang quartile 2 and 3. Since walang quartile 1, ang isa-solve natin na quartile 2 is ito ang gagamitin natin formula. Quartile 2 is equals to 2 over 4 times n plus 1 and term. So, dito, kaya yung ginamit kong formula, kesa din sa easiest formula na Q1 minus Q3 or quartile 1 minus quartile 3, kasi wala naman tayong quartile 1 na i-solve. So, quartile 2, so, ayan, quartile 2 equals 2 over 4 times n plus 1 and term. So, ayan, 2 over 4, i-rewrite lang natin to. And then, ano ba yung n na yun? Ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng n na yun? So, ang ibig sabihin ng n na yun, kung ilan yung set ng numbers natin dito. So, meron tayong 15 numbers dito, at yun ang ilalagay natin dito. So, 15 plus 1 and term. Lagi natin itong ilalagay kasi kailangan natin yan. So, ngayon, i-convert natin itong 2 over 4 into a decimal form. So, what is 2 over 4 equals to decimal? It is equals to 0.50 kasi half siya. Kaya 0.50. And then, dito, i-add na natin to. 15 plus 1 is 16. And term. So, yan. I-times na natin to. 0.50 times 16 is equals to 8 term. 8 term. So, ano ba yung 8 term natin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, ang 8 term natin is 18. Quartile 2 is equals to 18. Ayan. Doon, quartile 3 naman ang i-solve natin. After natin solve ang quartile 2. So, kagaya lang sa quartile 2, ang formula natin is ganun pa rin. But, papalitan lang natin yung sa upper number. Ayan. 3 naman ang lalagay natin dito since quartile 3 ang hinahanap natin. So, quartile 3 over 4, n plus 1 times n plus 1, and term. Ayan. So, 3 over 4, 15, since 15 nga yung set of numbers natin, and term ulit. Ayan. So, i-convert ulit natin ito into a decimal form. So, ano ba ang 3 over 4 sa decimal? It is 0.75. Ito, pag-add na natin ulit, it's 16, 15 plus 1. And term. So, 0.75 times 16 is, of course, 12. Term. So, ano yung pang 12 natin dito sa set of numbers natin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 29. So, ang quartile 3 natin ay 29. Ayan, 29.
Okay, so mag-move on tayo sa percentile naman. Dito na natin sulat. Percentile 35. Ayan, unahin natin to. So, ano nga ba yung formula natin for percentile? So, ang formula natin sa for percentile is C equals number of percentile over or divided by 100. So, ilan ang set of numbers natin? 15. So, anong percentile ba ang hinahanap natin? So, dito, percentile 35, so times 35. Ayan, divided by 100. So, 15 times 35, unahin natin itong isolve, and then i-divide natin siya sa 100, and it is equals to 5.25. So, palagi, i-round up natin siya sa, ayan, i-round up natin yan. Kahit na 5.2 siya, di ba, lagi natin sinasabi na kapag 4 pababa is round off. Pero sa percentile, ang lagi natin gagawin is round up, no matter what number it is. Kung 2, 3, round up siya. So, this is equals to 6. So, ang hinahanap natin is pang 6. Okay, so bilangin natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, 18. Ang percentile 35 natin is 18. Ayan, ganyan lang kadali yung percentile. So, hanapin naman natin is yung percentile 75. Or 70, I'm sorry. 70. Yan. So, kagaya kanina, ang formula natin is ito. Number of set numbers, ayan, 15 times 70, since yun yung hinanap natin na percentile, divided by 100. So, first off, ito muna ulit, before i-divide. So, this is equals to 10.5. So, 10.5 round up, it is equals to 11. So, what is the 11th term? Tignan natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so, ang pang-11th term natin is 19. Ayan, 19. So, pagkatapos natin dyan is decimal na tayo. So, decimal. So, ang hinahanap natin for decimal is decimal 4 and 8. Unahin natin ng 4. So, ang formula natin for decimal is this. DI, or 4, kung ano yung hinahanap nyo, yan, 4 equals n plus 1. I over 10. Since, ito, kaya naman siya over 10 kasi, di ba sa quartile natin, it is divided into 4 equal parts. Yung set ng numbers natin, divided siya into 4 equal parts. Dito naman sa decimal, our set of numbers is divided into 10 equal parts. So, ayan, yun ang formula natin. So, ano ulit yung n? Always remember the n is the number kung ilan yung set of numbers natin. So, it is 15 plus 1. Okay, so ano yung I doon? Kung ano yung hinahanap natin na decimal, yun yung ilalagay natin dito. So, 4 over 10. So, as usual, i-solve muna natin ito before natin i-times dito. So, 15 plus 1 is 16. So, before natin siya ibaba, i-convert muna natin ulit siya into a decimal form. So, what is the decimal form of 4 over 10? Of course, it is 0.4. So, ano yung equation natin dito? It is multiply. So, open and close parenthesis lang. 16 times 0.4 is equals to 6.4. So, ano yun? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 18. Ayan. 18. Ating decimal 4. Yan. So, next is our decimal 8. So, sa decimal 8, ganun din ang formula, pero ibay lang natin yung, ayan, yung pang I. So, equals n plus 1, I, 10, or 8. 8. Sa 8, advance na natin, no? Equals 15 plus 1, 8 over 10, equals 16. So, convert natin ito ulit. This is equals to 0.8 and multiply. 16 times 0.8 is equals to 12.8. So, 15. Natin natin kung ano yung 13 term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So, 31 ang pang 11 term natin. Yan. So, yan. Ganyan lang kadali ang pag-solve ng ating measures of precision. Ang quartile 2 natin ay 18. Ang quartile 3 ay 29. Yan. 18, 29. Ang percentile natin ay 18. And percentile 70 is 19. Decimal 4 is 18. And decimal 8 is 31.
Good day everyone, I am Roxanne Miranda from BSE 1C. So, in this video, I will show you the whole process of activities such as the data gathering process, organizing the data, and computation. So, our task is to interview 15 people and collect their ages. So, this is how I collect their ages. So this is the numbers that I had collected, and it's 9, 20, 46, 56, 19, 21, 14, 22, 24, 10, 8, 3, 17, 50, and 18. So the first thing I do is to arrange it into ascending orders from lowest to highest. So our second task is to solve the following with those numbers of ages of 15 people. So the first one is the third quartile, the second is the second quartile, the third is the number in the 70th percentile, the fourth is the number in the 35th percentile, and the fifth was the number in the 8th decile, and the sixth or the last one was the number in the 4th decile. So with the use of the numbers of ages of 15 people, I will show you how I solved the third quartile. So first we need the formula of the third quartile. It's 3/4 multiplied by n plus 1 term. So our third quartile is equals to, when we change 3/4 into decimal, it would be 0.75, and our n is 15 because when we count the total of pages of numbers, it would be 15 plus 1. So 15 plus 1 is 16. So when we multiply 0.75 by 16, it would result 12. So our third quartile would be at the position in the 12th term. So the answer is 24. So the next is the second quartile. This is the formula 2/4 multiplied by n plus 1. So when we change 2/4 into decimal, it would be 0.5. And n is 15 plus 1. So our second quartile is 0.5 multiplied by 16. So if we multiply 0.5 by 16, we will get 8. So our second quartile would be at the position at the 8th term. So when we count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the answer is 19. So the next is we should find the number in the 17th percentile. So the formula in the percentile was C is equals to NP over 100. So C is equals to, our N is 15 and our P is 70 over 100. So when we multiply 15 and 70, we will have 1050. And we should divide it into 100. So 1050 divided by 100 is 10.5. But because we're in 2 percentile, we should round it up. So our 10.5 will be 11. So the percentile was in at 11 position. So when we count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the answer is 22. So the next is we will find the number in the 35th percentile. So again, the formula is C is equals to NP over 100. So C is equals to, our N is 15 and our P is 35. So C is equals to 15 multiplied by 35 is over 100. So when we multiply 15 by 35, we will have 525 and divide it by 100. So the answer is 5.25. So because we're in the percentile, we should round it up to 6. So the C is, so the number in the 35th percentile was at the 6th term. So when we count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the answer is 17. So next we will find the 8th decile. So the formula in the decile is D sub I is equals to n plus 1 multiplied by I over 10. So our I is 8 and our n is 15. So D sub 8 is equals to 15 plus 1 multiplied by 8 over 10. So 15 plus 1 is 16 and 8 over 10 or 8 divided by 10 is 0.8. So when we multiply 16 and 0.8, we will get 13. So the number in the 8th decile was at the 13th term. So the 8th decile, the number in the 8th decile is 46 because when we count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The 13th term is 46, so the answer is 46. So the next and the last one is we should find the number in the 4th decile. So again, this is the formula of the decile. D sub I is equals to n plus 1 multiplied by I over 10. So So Ri is 4 and Rn is 15. So this of 4 is equals to 15 plus 1 multiplied by 4 over 10. So this of 4 is equals to 15 plus 1 is 16 and 4 divided 10 is 0.4. So when we multiply 16 and 0.4, we will get 6.4. So the number in the fourth decile was at the sixth term. So when we count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the number in the fourth decile is 17. So this is the end of the discussion. Thank you for watching until the end. Bye.
Good day everyone. So the purpose of this video is to show to you the measures of position, quartiles, percentiles, and deciles. So ito po yung mga hahanapan natin ng sagot. And to show the process of data gathering, I use via messenger to gather 13 people, including their names and ages, and 2 people from personal. So these are the list of their names and their ages. So kung makikita nyo po, hindi po nakaayos yung numbering ng ages po nila. And for organizing the data, iaayos po natin yung mga number na nakuha natin, yung set of numbers from least to greatest. Katulad po na kung ano yung nakikita nyo sa screen. So we are arranging the numbers po para po hindi po tayo malito at mas madali po para sa atin yung pagsasolve ng problem. Proceeding to the formula of the quartile 1. So the formula of the quartile 1 is 1 over 4 multiplied by n plus 1. And to solve the quartile 1 is equals to 1 divided by 4 equals to 0.25. 15, which is the n plus 1, is equals to 16. So 0.25 times 16 is equals to 4. So the 4 is the fourth position. And then, hanapin lang natin sa set of scores na meron tayo yung pang 4th position. So, yung pang 4th position na meron tayo sa set of scores is yung number 13. In that so, the answer is number 13. And for the second quartile formula, 2 over 4 multiplied by n plus 1. The second quartile is 2 divided by 4 is equals to 0.5. 15, which is the n plus 1, is equals to 16. And then 0.5 times 16 is equals to 8. So it is in 8th position. So katulad ng mga nauna, hanapin lang din natin ulit sa set of scores yung pang 8th position. So ang pang 8th position sa set of scores ay ang number 18. And the answer is 18. The third quartile formula is 3 over 4 multiplied by n plus 1. Third quartile is 3 divided by 4 is equals to 0.75. 15 plus 1 is equals to 16. So 0.75 times 16 is equals to 12. So this is in 12th position. And hanapin lang din natin ulit sa set of scores yung pang 12th position. So ang pang 12th position na nandito ay ang number 23. The answer is 23. So all in all, ganito po yung magiging kalalabasan niya. And to check if this is true, we are going to proceed to the new formula. So the second quartile is equals to third quartile minus first quartile. Yung third quartile na meron tayo is 12 and yung first quartile is 4. So ima-minus natin to. So 12 minus 4 is equals to 8. So makikita nyo, ito yung sagot sa second quartile. And now, dito naman tayo sa formula ng percentile. Kung makikita nyo sa taas, naka-arrange ang set of scores into least to greatest. Ang formula ng percentile is C is equals to NP over 100. To find the 35th percentile, we are going to follow the formula. So C is equals to 15, which is the N, times 35, which is the P, divided by 100 is equals to 5.25. And the rule here is we are going to round up the decimal number into whole number. and 5.25 round up to 6 position. And hanapin natin sa set of scores na meron tayo ang pan-6 position. So, yung pan-6 position na meron tayo ay ang number 15. And for the next is the same formula. And to find the 70th percentile, C is equals to 15, which is the N, times 70, which is the P, divided by 100 is equals to 10.5. And then again, round it up to the whole number, which is to 11th position. So the 11th position in our set of scores is number 21. So this is also the answer. And for the last part, which is the decile, are showing its formula. D sub I is equals to N plus 1 multiplied by sub 1 over 10. To find the 8th decile, 8 decile is equals to 15, which is the N plus 1 is equals to 16. And then 8, which is the sub I, divided by 10 is equals to 0.8. 16 times 0.8 is equals to 12.8. So we are going to round it off. So it is in the 13th position. So in our set of scores, the 13th position is the number 24. The last, which is the same formula, finding the 4th decile. 4th decile is equals to 15 plus 1 is equals to 16. 9 divided by 10 is equals to 0.4. 16 times 0.4 is equals to 6.4, and then round it off into 6th position. So the 6th position in our set of scores is 15. So the answer is 15. That's all. Thank you.
Good day, I'm here to present my output in math. We have a task which is to interview 15 people via messenger, text or any modality to ask their age and solve for the 3rd quartile, 2nd quartile, 70th percentile, 35th percentile, 8th decile, and 4th decile. I have here a table which shows the name and age of my respondents. After that, I organize the scores in ascending order. Then I solve the following. The first one is finding the 3rd quartile in my set of score. We will use this formula to solve it. 3rd quartile is equals to 3/4 times n plus 1. 3/4 in decimal is equivalent to 0.75. Then we will substitute the value of n, the number of scores that we have, which is 15. 15 plus 1 is equals to 16. 16 times 0.75 equals to 12. The 12th term in our set of score is 38. So our 3rd quartile is 38. The next term is finding the 2nd quartile. The formula in finding the 2nd quartile is 3rd quartile minus the 1st quartile. But since we don't have the 1st quartile, we will solve it first. The formula in finding the 1st quartile is 1/4 times n plus 1. 1/4 in decimal is equivalent to 0.25 and the value of n is 15. 15 plus 1 is equals to 16. 16 times 0.25 is equals to 4. After we get the 1st quartile, we will now subtract it from the 3rd quartile. 12 minus 4 is equals to 8. Our 2nd quartile is the 8th term in our set of score, which is 27. The 3rd one is finding the 70th percentile in our set of scores. The formula in finding the percentile is C equals to n times P over 100. We will substitute the values of n, which is 15, and the percentile, which is 70. 15 times 70 is equals to 1050. 1050 divided by 100 is equals to 10.5. We will round off the 10.5 and the final answer will be 11. So the 70th percentile in our set of score is in the 11th term. And the 11th term is 35. The fourth one is finding the 35th percentile in the set of score. We will use the formula again. C equals to N times P over 100. Substitute the values of N equals to 15, P equals to 35. C equals to 15 times 35 is equals to 525. 525 divided by 100 is equals to 5.25. We will round off the 5.25 and the final answer will be 6. So the 35th percentile in our set of score is in the 6th term and the 6th term is 19. The fifth one is finding the 8th decile in the set of score. The formula in getting the decile is d sub I equals to n plus 1 times I over 10. Substitute the values of I equals to 8. Since we are looking for 8 decile, 8 over 10 is equals to 0.8. 15 plus 1 is equals to 16. 0.8 times 16 is equals to 12.8. Then round off, the answer will be 13. The 13th term or score which is in our set of scores is 51. So 51 is the 8th decile. The last one is finding the 4th decile in the set of score. We will use the formula d sub I equals to n plus 1 times I over 10. Substitute the values of I equals to 4 and n equals to 15. D sub 4 equals to 15 plus 1 times 4 over 10 is equals to 0.4. 15 plus 1 is equals to 16. 0.4 times 16 is equals to 6.4. Round up the 6.4. 6.4 will be 6. Sixth term in our set of score is 19. So 19 is the 4th decile. Good day, I'm here to present my output in math. We have a task which is to interview 15 people via messenger, text or any modality to ask their age and solve for the 3rd quartile, 2nd quartile, 70th percentile, 35th percentile, 8th decile, and 4th decile. I have here a table which shows the name and age of my respondents. After that, I organized the scores in ascending order. Then I solved the following. The first one is finding the 3rd quartile in my set of score. We will use this formula to solve it. 3rd quartile is equals to 3/4 times n plus 1. 3/4 in decimal is equivalent to 0.75. Then we will substitute the value of n, the number of scores that we have, which is 15. 15 plus 1 is equals to 16. 16 times 0.75 equals to 12. The 12th term in our set of score is 38. So our 3rd quartile is 38. The next term is finding the 2nd quartile. The formula in finding the 2nd quartile is 3rd quartile minus the 1st quartile. But since we don't have the 1st quartile, we will solve it first. The formula in finding the 1st quartile is 1/4 times n plus 1. 1/4 in decimal is equivalent to 0.25 and the value of n is 15. 15 plus 1 is equals to 16. 16 times 0.25 is equals to 4. After we get the 1st quartile, we will now subtract it from the 3rd quartile. 12 minus 4 is equals to 8. Our 2nd quartile is the 8th term in our set of score, which is 27. The third one is finding the 70th percentile in our set of scores. The formula in finding the percentile is C equals to N times P over 100. We will substitute the values of N, which is 15, and the percentile, which is 70. 15 times 70 is equals to 1050. 1050 divided by 100 is equals to 10.5. We will round off the 10.5 and the final answer will be 11. So the 70th percentile in our set of score is in the 11th term. and the 11th term is 35. The fourth one is finding the 35th percentile in the set of score. We will use the formula again. C equals to N times P over 100. Substitute the values of N equals to 15, P equals to 35. C equals to 15 times 35 is equals to 525. 525 divided by 100 is equals to 5.25. We will round off the 5.25 and the final answer will be 6. So the 35th percentile in our set of score is in the 6th term and the 6th term is 19. The fifth one is finding the 8th decile in the set of score. The formula in getting the decile is d sub I equals to n plus 1 times I over 10. Substitute the values of I equals to 8. Since we are looking for 8 decile, 8 over 10 is equals to 0.8. 15 plus 1 is equals to 16. 0.8 times 16 is equals to 12.8. Then round off, the answer will be 13. The 13th term or score which is in our set of scores is 51. So 51 is the 8th decile. The last one is finding the 4th decile in the set of score. We will use the formula d sub I equals to n plus 1 times I over 10. Substitute the values of I equals to 4 and n equals to 15. D sub 4 equals to 15 plus 1 times 4 over 10 is equals to 0.4. 15 plus 1 is equals to 16. 0.4 times 16 is equals to 6.4. Round up the 6.4. 6.4 will be 6. Sixth term in our set of score is 19. So 19 is the 4th decile.
So, good day everyone. I am here to present my activity in measures of positions. So, we are assigned to interview 15 people via messenger, text, or any modality. Ask them their age and solve for the following measures of positions, which is the 3rd quartile, 2nd quartile, 70th percentile, 35th percentile, 8th decile, and 4th decile. This table shows the name and the age of my respondents. My respondents are just nearby to me, so I just asked them personally. After that, I listed their ages and organized it in ascending order. Now, we will solve the following measures of positions. The first one is finding the 3rd quartile. In finding the 3rd quartile, we will need to use the formula Q3 is equals to 3/4 times n plus 1. N is equals to 15 because it is the total number of terms in our set of scores. So, 3/4 in the decimal is equals to 0.75. So, substitute the values. 15 plus 1 is equals to 16. 16 times 0.75 is 12. So, the 3rd quartile is the 12th term or in the 12th position in our set of score. And that is the 41. The next measure of position that we are going to find is the 2nd quartile.
In order to find the second quartile, we will use the formula Q2 is equals to 2/4 times n plus 1. In my set of score, n will always be equal to 15. Substitute the values. N will be 15, so 15 plus 1 is equals to 16. And the 2.4 and decimal is equals to 0.50. 0.50 times 16 is equals to 8. So the second quartile is in the 8th term or in the 8th position in our set of score, and that is the 36. The third one is finding the 70th percentile in our set of score. In order to find the 70th percentile, we need to use the formula C is equals to n times P over 100. N will always be 15 and P will be 70 since we are looking for the 70th percentile. Substitute the values. 15 times 70 is equals to 1050. 1050 divided by 100 is equals to 10.5. We will round it off and we will get 11. So the 70th percentile is in the 11th term or position in the set of our score, which is the 41. Then, the next one is finding the 35th percentile in the set of our score. We will use the formula C is equals to P times N over 100. Substitute the values. N will always be 15 and P will be 35 since we are looking for the 35th percentile. 15 times 35 is equals to 525, and 525 divided by 100 will be 5.25. We will round off 5.25 and we will get the number 6. So the 35th percentile is in the 6th term in our set of score, and that is 22. Now, we are looking for the 8th decile in our set of score. In order to find the decile, we will use the formula d sub I is equals to n plus 1 times I over 10. So, n will always be 15 and I will be 8 since we are looking for the 8th decile. So, substitute the values. 15 plus 1 is equals to 16, and the 8 over 10 in decimal is equals to 0.8. 16 times 0.8 is equals to 12.8. So we will round off 12.8 and we will get 13. So the 8th decile in our set of score is in the 13th term or in the 13th position in our set of score, and that is the number 47. The last number is finding the 4th decile, which means we will use again the formula d sub I is equals to n plus 1 times I over 10. N will always be 15 and I will be 4 since we are looking for the 4th decile. So substitute the numbers. 15 plus 1 is equals to 16, and 4 over 10 in decimal is equals to 0.4. 16 times 0.4 is equals to 6.4. We will round up 6.4 and we will get the 6. So the 4th decile is in the 6th term or in the 6th position in our set of score. That is 22. That would be all, and thank you.
Is equals to 6.4, or pag ni-round off natin, hindi na siya mararundot na 7. Ang lalabas dyan ay 6. So ang 6 natin dito ay bilangin natin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 21. So, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5, 6. So, hindi pala. 21 pala siya. So, 21 ang D4 natin. So, ganun lang mag-solve ng measure of positions gamit ang formula na to at ang isang calculator. Thank you for listening and have a great day.